yen kwa humane so na ye lawyer Rawmond Bidema entwetwe nkomo so ye legal law lecturer our CAF University entwetwe nkomo. Lord, thank you very much for joining us again. Now quickly tell us the four political parties yesterday mounted pressure on the president to reverse the idea or the process to remove the chief justice. Can this have a changes on the whole process?
Okay. A very good morning to you and your cherished listeners. It's always a pleasure being on your August platform. We need to let your cherished listeners appreciate the history of Ghana when it comes to demonstration, and why now it is a legitimate and a constitutional right of every Ghanaian actually to demonstrate. Now, you realize that in some time past, before you have to demonstrate, you need to seek permission before you could demonstrate. And so the elected persons have to constrain the right of people who have that legitimate right to actually demonstrate. If you could recall one important case, that was that NPP versus IGP, where NPP wanted actually to demonstrate, and the IGP at the time refused them their right to demonstrate. They went to court, and the court held that is unconstitutional. So now it is not for any person who wants to demonstrate actually to go and seek permission from anybody. All you need to do is to just inform the police for them to provide you with men for your protection.
That's the Public Order Act.
Act, that's correct. So that is actually the history of the enactment of that Public Order Act.
Yeah.
So now it is the right, legitimate right, constitutional right of every citizen to actually demonstrate. And so what the four political parties did yesterday is within their right, legitimate right for them to actually demonstrate. But the question now is, why are they demonstrating? That is the most important and valuable question to be asked. Now, why are they going on the street? They have to be able to tell their followers that this and that are wrong, and that is the reason why we are out there to seek for the reversal of the process. And it is all about the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President, which the President, acting in consultation with...
Sir, not only the suspension, they want the President to reverse the attempt to remove the Chief Justice entirely. Yeah. It is not only the suspension.
And now the question is, that is why I wanted to bring some background to the whole discussion, because before you will do anything in this country, it must be backed by law.
Yeah.
And so it is not within the right of any individual to say that maybe this thing is right when you are doing it to party A, but when you are doing it to party B, it is wrong. Why do I say so? If we can all attest to the fact, this is not the first time we are testing the provisions in Article 146. The Article 146 has been used in this our Fourth Republic for His Excellency, the former President of the Republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, even used that in the removal of some High Court judges in the Anas case, the Anas Arimiao expose case. It is the same process that he used, where when it comes to the removal of the Superior Court judges, not that of the Chief Justice, it is the CJ that determines the prima facie case against the judges, and then if that is established, then they can now go ahead to remove. And you could recall when the petition was sent to the CJ at the time, they used the same process that President Mahama is using today in the establishment of prima facie case. And so they use it, and they realize that those judges were actually guilty of the offense, and then they were removed. Now, can the demonstrators be able to tell the good people of Ghana what aspect of the law, as it is contained in Article 146, that the president has actually violated, and for which reason the president should stop it? And mind you, this is not the very first time somebody is even bringing
sir. Could it be possible for me to come in? When you listen to the demonstrators and those who demonstrated yesterday, in fact, they are not. Most of them were not talking about the process. Some of them, I listened to some of them. They thought that the president got the process right, but according to them, they demonstrated because of the charges, the prima facie case that was established by the Council of State against the Chief Justice, and they think that that charges are frivolous, and if they sat down, they sit down for that happen, I think that the Chief Justice could be removed, illegally.
How many?
So they are demonstrating against the charges, not the process.
But how many of them, as it stands now, can tell the charges that are preferred against the Chief Justice? Because the Constitution said that all the process from the time of presentation of the petition till the determination of the substantive matter, all these processes must be in camera. Now, if it must be in camera, who has the benefit of seeing what is contained in the petition? I saw a lot of things on the social media that people sought to say that they are the petition against the removal of the Chief Justice. But as to whether or not that is what the president is working with, as it stands now, you and I, we cannot tell. And so if we cannot tell, then how can one tell the kind of petition, the right petition that is being used by the president, in order for anybody at all to go on the street to demonstrate? For me, I think this is prejudicial. This is premature. Anybody who actually seeks to do justice, anybody who seeks to follow the rule of law, will have to wait when the process is finished, right? And we all have the benefit of getting the petition. You see, there is a robust inbuilt mechanism in the Constitution as to how a person who is aggrieved by the president in the removal process will follow. Why don't we take that, but rather seeking to stifle the process by asking the president, as it stands now, to stop what he is doing?
Okay, sir. We haven't cited the petition. The charges against the Chief Justice, but some of the government communicators, in the person of lawyer Sami Jemfi, was on television and radio stations. Made us to understand some of the lines and the charges against the Chief Justice. So can't we use that one too? Because one is into the government, and two is also the NDC communicator, National Communications Director. So if you are to take out the political side from it, that considering him as a NDC communicator, that can be can also based on rumor. But somebody who is into the government, if you consider that he's into the government and telling us some of the charges against the Chief Justice, can't we use that also as well?
Well, I don't know if he was actually speaking for the president. It is one thing speaking for the president, and I know the president spokesperson in person of Honorable Felix Wachi Fosu. I don't know if any other person can also come and communicate the mind of the president in this regard, because I feel that as a communicator, I can also be a communicator of a political party tomorrow, and I can go out there and speak anything in the name of the political party. But could that actually represent the position of the party? And again, I don't know. Is it all the communicators of NDC that have been given
But he's not a mere communicator. He's a director of communications at for National Democratic Congress, and also
he is a communicator and a national communication officer of the political party and not a government.
Okay, fine, but yes, that's what I said. That he doubles as a gold board chief executive or executive director, as so taking that issue to the government.
And that is what I'm saying, that it is one thing to be in government and to be part of the government, to speak the mind of the government, and there is another thing where we know that you are the legitimate person who has to speak for the president. I don't know. And again, my question is, like you are saying, he was only giving us or giving the public, I don't know, I've not listened to him anyway, whether he was coming out to tell us what the content of the petition is, or maybe he was only saying some of the things he may know. And I don't even know how he got to know, because again, it should be in camera, right? Now, for me, I feel in all this, if anybody goes to any media space to say anything, it could be a speculation.
Okay.
It could be a speculation until the whole process is finished and we have the benefit of all of us going through the merit of the case. I don't think that anybody will be saying anything right. Let us all exercise restraint patience. Let us wait for the process to go on. You see, and like I kept on saying, that there is a process through which anyone who is aggrieved at the end of the day, he could pass and then reverse the whole process. Mm-hmm. And look, we have a judiciary that, for me, if you ask me as a lawyer where I stand, we have a judiciary that is capable of, and mind you, even the people who are in the Council of State, we have a former Chief Justice. We also have a former Speaker of Parliament and other notable, respectable Ghanaians. And in consultation with those people, I don't believe that anybody will seek to do anything on his own. No, I don't believe so. Okay. Let us wait. Okay. Let us wait. It will not be too long. And like I kept also saying, that the suspension is not sine qua non to removal of Chief Justice. The fact that the Chief Justice has been suspended, no one should translate that into the removal of Chief Justice. There are two different things. Okay. She is asked to step aside within the pendency of the or determination of the matter, and that cannot be equivalent to what sacking of the Chief Justice.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Law.
Thank you so much for having me. You have a good day.
God bless you. That was lawyer Rawmond Bidema, law lecturer, CAF University, and I'm